When you have an autoimmune disease, something truly mind-boggling is happening inside your body. The most sophisticated, advanced defense system on the planet, your own immune system, has made a terrible mistake. It has declared a civil war on itself.
Think about it like this. Your immune system has a thermostat, right? Normally, it kicks on to fight off a virus or infection, and when the threat is gone, it clicks off. Simple. But in an autoimmune condition, that thermostat is busted. It's stuck on high, and that means your body is flooded with nonstop, damaging inflammation.
So who's supposed to be in charge of turning that thermostat down? Well, you have these incredible cells called T-regulatory cells. Let's just call them the peacemakers. Their one job is to step in and say, okay, everyone, crisis over, stand down. But in autoimmunity, these peacemakers have gone silent. They're offline. And with no one there to call a truce, the system just keeps attacking everything in sight. Your thyroid, your joints, you name it.
Okay, so this is where things get so frustrating. You know something is deeply wrong. You go to the doctor, you run all the tests, and you smash right into an invisible wall. Because on paper, everything looks normal. But inside, you can feel that war is still raging on. And here is a classic example of that wall. Your blood work comes back and the doctor says, hey, good news, your vitamin D levels are fine. They're in the normal range. And you're thinking, great, I get some sun, I'm taking a supplement, so I should be good to go. But why do you still feel awful? Why is your immune system still on red alert? If your vitamin D levels are normal, why aren't those peacemaker cells getting the message? Well, it turns out the real answer isn't what's floating around in your blood. It's hidden much, much deeper. And here it is. This is the absolute game changer. The source material reveals this massive disconnect between what a blood test shows and what's actually happening inside your cells. It's a huge aha moment. Let's break that down. It's not about how much vitamin D you have, it's about whether it can actually get inside your cells to do its job. With vitamin D resistance, the little doors on your cells, the receptors, are basically locked shut. So even with plenty of vitamin D hanging around outside, your peacemaker cells on the inside are literally starving for it. And that's why your blood test can look perfectly fine while your body is still in chaos.
So if the problem is a locked door, just rattling the doorknob with a standard tiny dose of vitamin D isn't going to cut it, right? No way. You need a key that's powerful enough to basically overwhelm the lock. And this is where a protocol pioneered by a neurologist from Brazil, Dr. Cicero Coimbra, comes in. He theorized that you could use very high doses of vitamin D to push past this cellular resistance. And the reported remission rate for his patients? Over 90%. I mean, just let that number sink in.
This protocol, this immune reset, is really built on 3 core pillars. It's a clear roadmap. First, overwhelm the resistance with therapeutic doses of vitamin D. Second, rebuild the key microbes in your gut that act as your immune system's regulators. And third, use the right tests to actually calibrate what's going on. Now, I really want you to see the sheer scale of this difference because it is staggering. The standard recommended daily allowance, or RDA, is maybe 600 to 800 IUs a day. That's just to prevent bone issues in a healthy person. But a therapeutic dose, we're talking 60,000, 100,000, even 200,000 IUs or more every single day. The purpose isn't just basic health. It's about using brute force to get enough vitamin D through those locked doors to finally wake up your peacemaker cells. Overwhelming that resistance is a massive first step. But for lasting peace, you have to go to your body's immune command center. And you know where that is? It's your gut. Now get this. According to the source material, a mind-blowing 97% of the population today is completely missing a key gut microbe that all of our ancestors had. And this isn't just any microbe, it's a master regulator of the immune system. It's called L-Reuteri, and you can think of it as a guardian for your gut. This thing is a powerhouse. It sets up shop in your small intestine and starts restoring order, producing its own natural antibiotics to keep bad microbes in check. It directly communicates with your immune system, telling it to calm down. And as a pretty amazing bonus, it boosts oxytocin, a hormone that lowers stress. And we all know stress is a major trigger for autoimmune flares. All right, so you're on the high-dose vitamin D. You're rebuilding your gut, but how do you actually know if it's working, where it matters, at the cellular level? You can't just guess. You need a better internal compass. And look, this is so critical, it's worth saying again. The standard vitamin D blood test is measuring the wrong thing.
It's like checking the fuel level in the giant tanker track outside the gas station instead of looking at the fuel gauge in your own car. It doesn't tell you what your engine can actually use.
This is exactly why the protocol measures parathyroid hormone, or PTH. Think of PTH as your body's alarm system. When your cells are starving for vitamin D, your body sounds the alarm by pumping out more PTH. So, a high PTH level is a direct signal, a flare gun in the dark, that your cells are deficient, no matter what that standard D3 test says. The goal is to get that alarm to quiet down, bringing your PTH into the low normal range.
And finally, one last crucial point. Vitamin D is not a solo act. It needs a dedicated support team. Magnesium is absolutely essential for it to function at all. Vitamin K2 acts like a traffic cop, making sure calcium goes into your bones where it belongs and not into your arteries. And zinc? Zinc basically helps the hinges on those cellular doors, the vitamin D receptors, to work properly.
So this whole thing really leaves us with one provocative final thought. For decades, we've been looking at the wrong markers, using the wrong doses. What if the key to resetting your immune system, to finally calming that internal storm, isn't some new futuristic drug, but simply finding the right key to unlock a door that's been right there, inside your own cells, all along?